Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're in the Ram RHO today and we're gonna go up an extra inch. So I got some Eibach springs in the back of the truck bed. If you guys have seen the channel before, you guys know that we're rocking the Eibach's 1.6 inch springs in the front and the 1.5 inch springs in the rear. And it rides perfect as is. There's still a bit too much rake for my liking, so I've been craving that extra inch in the front, so we're gonna go ahead and get them installed today. So we're headed back to Auburn Car Repair and Off-Road. They do all the lifts and suspension work on my vehicles. Very happy with their service. I've seen pictures with people running the full Pro Lift Kit, 2.7 inch in the front, 1.5 in the rear, and it looks super badass. So we're going for that look. We're gonna drop off the truck. I'm gonna head down to Seattle. I will be back when she's all said and done. Oh, drop my tape measure. All right, guys, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So overall, how the truck looks. There's still just a bit too much rake in the front. From a measurement standpoint, it's probably pretty close to level, with the back being about a ½ inch taller. But from a visual standpoint, I kind of want to get that front end an inch up in the air, just to make it look that much more badass. Overall, it's been riding really good. No issues. There's nothing wrong with the 1.6 in the front, 1.5 in the rear. Someone asked me that on the forum. No issues whatsoever. I'm just craving that extra inch in the front. All right, guys, just called an Uber, dropping off the truck. Auburn Car Repair and Off-Road. Make this a little larger here. Auburn Car Repair and Off-Road. All the bays are open today. We're gonna head down to Seattle and we'll come back when the truck is all said and done. All right, guys, the Ram is going in the shop, going in the bay. All right, guys, so just got word from John. He just texted me that the truck is all done, so we're headed back to Auburn Car Repair and Off-Road. So excited, cannot wait to pick up the truck to see how she looks. I mean, it's only an extra inch, but 1 inch does matter, guys. Got the new front springs on, and damn, it looks amazing. Let me wait for this truck to pass by and I'll give you guys a side-by-side shot here of how she looks. All right, guys, here is the end result. Oh man, okay, I thought last time was perfect, but this is perfect. God damn. Now keep in mind, the front springs will probably settle maybe like ½ an inch or so, or 1/4 inch. But god damn, that looks so good. All right, guys, so full walk around real quick. Oh man, that's perfect. I absolutely love it. Check out that wheel well clearance in the front. So there's like zero downward rake whatsoever now. And keep in mind that the front will drop down a tad here, but god, it looks perfect. You know, you see pictures of people running the full kit, 2.7, 1.5, and it just looks so badass. And I thought I'd be happy with the 1.6, but I had the itch for the extra inch and could not be happier. But you guys can see how commanding this thing is. That's a standard size F-150. Looks stock, no modification, and I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but you just feel like you're towering over it. We had that feeling before, but now it's even more, like, that much more badass. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, can you guys see? Because I'm keeping this, like, I'm holding my phone kind of eye level, and you can see how tiny this thing looks compared to how this truck sits. All right, guys, wanted to give you guys one quick, proper, full walk around here. We'll hop back in the garage in a moment, and I'll give you guys the final measurement I took with the tape measure. But one proper full walk around now that everything's said and done. With the new 2.7 inch springs in the front, I think it looks absolutely amazing. Damn, that looks so mean, so menacing. Absolutely love it. You guys tell me, do you guys like the slight rake before with the 1.6 and the 1.5 inch springs? Now it's pretty much perfectly leveled. Shot of the back. So now we're running the official Eibach Pro lift kit, which is 2.7 inch in the front and 1.5 in the back. Alright guys, that's your full walk around. We'll hop back in the garage and we'll chat actual measurements here. So we're back in the garage. It is actually the next day. So we let the truck sit overnight. We drove it around quite a bit last night just because to get a feel for the suspension. And I gotta tell you, I absolutely love it. It pretty much rides just like she did before. We're just an inch higher. So we'll take some final measurements for you. I did take a new measurement of the max height of the truck. And keep in mind, I did remove on my truck that shark fin antenna. So that's going to save me about 2 inches. So if you guys didn't remove your shark fin antenna, pretty much add 2 inches to the overall height of the truck. But now the max height of the truck is just under 82 inches. So it's 81 3/4 inch. I may flash a picture here. That's perfectly leveled at the highest point on the roof, 81 3/4 inches. So just under 6 feet 10 inches. Keep in mind, my garage is 6 feet 8 inches. My parking garage in downtown Seattle is 6 feet 8 inches, but technically I think it's a little higher than that because the truck before was 6 feet 9 inches before the extra inch of lift, and it was still clearing the garage, no problem. So I'm about to head to work. We'll see if the truck clears the work garage. I think it's just going to squeeze under that clearance bar, and we shouldn't have any issues. But that is now the max height of the truck. And we'll do some new measurements here with the fender well. I love that clearance. I love that clearance gap. Sorry, I'm in a tight garage, so it's a little, don't have too much room to back up here, but you can see those Eibach springs over there. And damn, absolutely love it. So we'll take a new height. We'll measure the fender well here. So from the ground to the bottom of the fender well, we are right at 40, just under 44 inches. So looks like 40, call it 43 7/8. All right, and then we'll go ahead and measure in the rear from the ground to the bottom of the fender. We are, and look at that. A tick under 44. So yeah, we'll call it 43 7/8. So we're pretty much perfectly leveled now. It's sitting perfectly leveled, front and rear. There's absolutely zero rake, and that's with the tonneau cover, and I think I have maybe 100 pounds in the back of the bed. So one thing I do want to talk about, I got to get going here to head downtown before traffic gets too crazy. But you see this sensor rod right here. Apparently, when you go up higher in the truck, it does affect some driving characteristics. But I do have I do have replacement parts for it. I just ordered these right here. So these are adjustable sensor rods. These are from Zona Motorsports. I'm not quite sure the install process on these. Should be pretty simple. It looks like just bolt on and bolt off, and you can adjust those sensor rods to the exact specifications of however your setup is. So in my case, 2.7 inch Eibach springs in the front, 1.5 in the rear. The rear really shouldn't matter what we're doing here, but basically we want to calibrate this rod here to be the exact same height it was set up when we were running stock, and that should fix any weird driving quirks with this vehicle. One thing I did notice yesterday, it drove perfect pretty much under normal driving conditions, but under some hard acceleration when I was on a slight incline going up a hill. So I was pushing on the accelerator, and second and third gear, I think it was just trying to rev out. So it was going up to the really high RPM range before it shifted, which was a little strange, and that's probably due to that sensor. So I'll get that swapped out, and that should fix any weird driving characteristics. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on a future video. Peace.